What's up guys, welcome back to the channel. My name is Dean, aka the Blue Crusader, and welcome back to another Terraria video guide. In this video I'm going to be showing you how to defeat Plantera in Terraria. Now I've done two videos on Plantera in the past and in the jungle. The last video I did was how to find the Plantera bulb and summon the boss, and I'm going to briefly touch over that process in this video too, as well as show you how to actually defeat the boss, what the best strategies are and how to set up for it, as well as some of its loot drops and bonuses for defeating it. So basically, Plantera is a hard mode boss which can be summoned in the underground jungle biome by breaking a Plantera bulb plant. These only spawn once you defeat the three mechanical bosses in hard mode: the Destroyer, the Twins, and Skeletron Prime. The great thing about defeating Plantera is the good loot, such as the Jungle Temple Key, which gains you full access to Lizard Temples, which unlocks the next boss fight also. When you defeat all three mechanical bosses in hard mode, you'll see a message saying the jungle grows restless, which basically means that Plantera bulbs have begun to spawn somewhere in your world. You can break these with a drill, pickaxe, tool, or the Clentaminator to summon the boss. These spawn around 10 to 15 times, and then every time you break them, after around half a day passes in game, they'll just start spawning again. So technically you can just defeat the boss as many times as you want, or try as many times if you keep failing. The best thing to do is to construct some type of an arena before the fight. What I personally did was take 15 minutes or more to mine out and carve a large portion of the cave that I was in, and construct or leave multiple blocks there as platforms. Instead of using natural blocks though like I did, I'd recommend using wood platforms to get around, and mining double the width of the cave than I did so you have more space, because it was still a pretty tight fight for me even with all of this space. The best tips are to make a big enough arena, have healing potions and campfires if you can, and any other useful buffs. Make sure to sharpen your weapons and come prepared with mana pots or anything else for your class. It can be useful to carve out a beehive instead of a cave nearby too. If you can clear the background layer, like the background blocks and walls of the area that you fight the boss in, it will also reduce the area that Plantera can grapple to and move around in its second phase. This is because the boss can grapple onto background layer blocks in its second phase, which can be pretty deadly. Plantera is a pretty slow moving boss, meaning it poses a big threat but not an immediate one, meaning kiting it is pretty important. It uses its vines to grapple to objects, to pull itself closer to the player, and hook to blocks with multiple appendages. This allows it to grab blocks nearby and also background blocks like we mentioned just before, like walls in its secondary phase. This is why it's so important to destroy these to make sure it can't move around as much. In the first part of the fight in phase 1, it has 30,000 life points to begin with, and it can poison the player. It does 50 melee damage, 44 seed and 54 poison seed damage, and 62 thorn ball damage in this phase 2. It moves around shooting pink seeds at you and moving around with more speed as you damage it down. When you get the boss below 80% health, it will shoot bouncing thorns and shoot poison seeds at you. Plantera is mainly a ranged boss, but it's best to keep a distance and range if you can, as to not get hit by its melee attacks. This is of course more deadly as it moves primarily into this attack formation in its second phase. Phase 2 begins when the boss reaches 15,000 life points. In this phase it will do 70 damage to you. In her second form she moves way faster and is a lot more stronger, as her primary attacks are now basically switched to melee. She is also stronger and has more defense in this stage too. It will create more tentacles and mouths to attack you with. The best thing to do is shoot down as many of those tentacles as possible, and if you have a strong melee item, to hit them down with it. I found using a ranged spear or some kind of long range sword for close range worked, especially for the tendrils, and destroying it from range with a Mega Shark worked wonders. This is because the Mega Shark has a really fast firing rate and it does pretty good damage. This means that it offers pretty good DPS against the boss. Now once you defeat the boss, the best drops are the 100% drop temple key, as well as the nade launcher, which packs a huge punch, and this is also great for the jungle temple clearing of the mobs, which gets pretty tight after. So this was my guide on Plantera. Hopefully the tips will be useful, and you just watching my boss fight in the background should also give you some insight on what to do versus the boss too, so you can learn the theory and watch it in practice. Make sure to like the video if you enjoyed it, and subscribe for more Terraria and Minecraft videos on the channel. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.